What if I told you autumn gardening could be easier and give you more harvest than ever without heavy lifting, sore knees, or hours of bending in the cold? Sounds too good to be true? Stick around, because this is the season to work smarter, not harder. Today, we're sharing 10 lazy but smart fall gardening tips that help you do less, yet still harvest more. These aren't just random ideas. They're tried and true techniques that work for any age, any budget, and any garden size. Whether you've got a small balcony or a full backyard, these tips will make your autumn garden thrive with less strain, less time, and a lot more joy. From low-maintenance planting methods to clever soil shortcuts, you'll see how a little planning now can mean big rewards later, without wearing yourself out. If you love easy gardening wisdom, subscribe to the Evergreen Seniors, where every season has something to teach us, and where gardening is about peace, pride, and abundance, not pain. Hit that button, and let's grow together. Tip 1. Leaf mulch magic. When most people see fallen leaves, they see a mess to clean up. But gardeners, we see free gold. Instead of bagging them up or hauling them away, rake those leaves right onto your garden beds. They act as a natural blanket, keeping the soil warmer through chilly autumn nights and protecting plant roots from frost. As they break down, they feed your soil with organic nutrients, meaning you spend less time fertilizing in spring. And here's a bonus. That leafy layer also blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds, so you'll have way fewer weeds to pull. That's less bending, less kneeling, and more time for the parts of gardening you actually enjoy. Plus, it's nature's recycling system, nothing wasted, everything working together. So before you reach for the trash bags this fall, think about what your garden could do with all that goodness. You'll save time, money, and energy, all while building healthier soil. Do you leave your leaves, or do you still bag them up? Tell us in the comments. You might just inspire someone to try it your way. Tip 2. NoDig Bed Prep. Let's face it, digging can be backbreaking, especially when the soil is hard, full of roots, or heavy with clay. But here's a secret. You can skip the digging entirely and still get rich, healthy soil. The trick? Cardboard and compost. Start by laying plain, uncoated cardboard right over your weedy patch or tired soil. The cardboard blocks sunlight, stopping weeds in their tracks without you ever having to pull them. It also slowly breaks down, feeding earthworms and improving soil structure. Next, pile on a generous layer of compost. This will become your planting surface. Over the winter, nature takes over. The cardboard softens. Worms mix the compost in, and by spring, you've got a fertile, weed-free bed ready to plant. The best part? No bending, no digging, no sore muscles. It's easier on your body, saves time, and actually improves soil health without disturbing the underground ecosystem. Have you ever tried the no-dig method? Share your results in the comments. Your story might convince someone to ditch the shovel for good. Tip 3. Plant garlic now. Garlic might just be the easiest crop you'll ever grow, and fall is the perfect time to get it in the ground. All it takes is one clove, planted pointy end up, about 2 inches deep. Over the cool months, it quietly grows roots beneath the soil while you do absolutely nothing. Then, come spring, you'll see fresh green shoots. And by early summer, that single clove will have transformed into a full, fragrant bulb ready for the kitchen. Garlic is a true low-maintenance champion. It doesn't need constant watering, pruning, or fussing. Once planted, you can basically forget about it until harvest time. Plus, it's naturally resistant to pests and diseases, so it's a safe bet for gardeners of any skill level. Another bonus? Homegrown garlic tastes richer and fresher than anything you'll buy at the store, and it stores well, meaning you can enjoy your harvest for months. Have you ever grown garlic before? It's amazing. One tiny clove turns into an entire bulb. Let us know in the comments if you've tried it, or if you're planting some this fall. Tip 4. Use compost tea. Your plants need a boost? Skip the expensive store-bought fertilizers and give them a home-brewed superfood instead, compost tea. It's exactly what it sounds like. You steep compost in water, just like making a giant cup of tea. The result is a nutrient-rich liquid your plants can drink up instantly. To make it, fill a bucket with water, add a shovel of well-aged compost, and let it steep for 24 to 48 hours. Give it a stir every now and then to release the good stuff. When it's ready, strain out the solids. Then pour the tea right at the base of your plants, or use a watering can for a gentle shower. You'll be feeding them a liquid feast of beneficial microbes and minerals that promote strong roots, lush growth, and better harvests. The best part? It's practically free, it's organic, and it works fast. Perfect for giving tired plants a quick pick-me-up before the season ends. And unlike chemical fertilizers, compost tea won't harm your soil's natural balance. Have you ever tried compost tea? Was it a game changer for your garden? Or are you curious to test it this fall? Share your experience. Your tip might help another gardener grow greener. Tip 5. Sow cold hardy greens. Just because the temperatures are dropping doesn't mean your garden has to stop producing. In fact, fall is the perfect time to plant cold hardy greens like spinach, kale, and certain lettuces. These tough little plants thrive in cooler weather, and many can survive light frosts, which actually make their leaves sweeter. Sow the seeds directly into your garden beds or raised planters. And if bending is hard on your back, try using pots or containers you can keep at waist height for easy access. Keep the soil moist until the seeds sprout, then let nature do the rest. Even if they grow slowly over winter, they'll take off quickly once the days get longer in spring, giving you one of the very first harvests of the season. The beauty of cold hardy greens is that they're low maintenance, space efficient, and perfect for fresh salads or cooked dishes. Plus, growing your own means you'll never have to pay premium prices for organic greens at the store. Have you ever planted greens in the fall? Which is your favorite, spinach, kale, or lettuce? Share your pick in the comments. You might inspire someone to try a new crop this season. Tip 6. Repurpose old containers. Who says you need fancy planters to grow food? Some of the best and most charming garden containers are hiding in your garage, attic, or even the thrift store. Cracked buckets, chipped teapots, old colanders, worn-out boots. If it can hold soil and has good drainage, it can be a home for your plants. Repurposing containers isn't just a budget-friendly way to garden. It's also a fun way to add personality to your space. Imagine lettuce spilling over the top of a vintage teapot, herbs growing in a pair of weathered boots, or strawberries cascading from an old hanging colander. These unique touches turn your garden into a conversation piece, while keeping waste out of landfills. Just remember to drill drainage holes if the container doesn't have them, and use a good quality potting mix for healthy root growth. Small containers are perfect for herbs, salad greens, or even cherry tomatoes if they're deep enough. What's the strangest or most creative thing you've ever grown food in? Share it in the comments. Your idea might spark someone else's next quirky garden project. Tip 7. Protect plants with row covers. One cold snap can undo weeks of hard work in the garden, but you don't have to sit and worry every time the forecast dips. Row covers are a simple, lightweight way to shield your plants from frost, wind, and sudden temperature drops. Made from breathable fabric, row covers let in sunlight, air, and moisture while acting like a cozy blanket for your crops. They're perfect for keeping late-season vegetables like carrots, greens, and beets growing longer into the fall. You just drape the fabric over hoops or directly onto the plants. Secure the edges so the wind doesn't lift them, and let the cover do its job. Not only do they protect against frost, but they also create a mini microclimate that can keep soil temperatures a few degrees warmer, just enough to keep your plants thriving. And because they're reusable, a single set of covers can last you for years, making them an affordable investment. Have you ever used row covers before? Did they save your crops from a frost? Share your experience. Your tip might help another gardener avoid a chilly disaster. Tip 8. Divide perennials now. Want more plants without spending a dime? Fall is the perfect time to divide your perennials, and the cooler weather makes the job much easier on both you and the plants. By this point in the season, many perennials like hostas, daylilies, and irises have finished their big growth spurt. That means they can handle being carefully dug up, split into smaller sections, and replanted without too much stress. Here's how. Dig up the plant. Gently separate the roots into clumps. You can even use a clean garden knife for stubborn ones, and replant the divisions right away. Give them a good watering so the roots settle in before winter. Come spring, those divisions will take off, giving you more color, more blooms, and more garden coverage. All for free. It's not just about saving money. Dividing perennials keeps them healthier by preventing overcrowding, which can lead to fewer flowers and weaker plants. Plus, it's a great excuse to share extras with friends or neighbors. Have you ever divided your perennials? What's your favorite plant to multiply this way? Share your tips. Someone else might start their next garden bed thanks to you. Tip 9. Create a garden TODO later pile. Sometimes the hardest part of gardening isn't the planting or watering. It's the endless back and forth for tools, seeds, or supplies. Every extra trip to the shed or garage can waste time and wear you out, especially if your garden is far from your storage space. That's where a to-do later pile comes in handy. Choose a dry, sheltered corner of your garden or patio and set up a spot to gather everything you know you'll use soon. Extra mulch, a bucket of compost, packets of seeds, a few hand tools, maybe even a watering can. By keeping your essentials in one place, you can save your energy for the actual gardening, not the walking back and forth. This little habit is a game changer on busy or chilly days. When you want to get outside, get the job done, and get back in without losing momentum. It's also a great way to keep small projects from being forgotten. Everything is right there waiting for you when you have a spare 10 minutes. Do you keep a stash of garden supplies close by? What's always in yours, and how has it saved you time or energy? Share your setup in the comments. Tip 10. Plant for pollinators. Your garden isn't just for you. It's part of a bigger ecosystem. As fall winds down, pollinators like bees and butterflies are working overtime to store energy for winter. You can give them a helping hand by planting late-blooming flowers such as asters, chrysanthemums, mums, and goldenrod. These blooms provide a last burst of nectar and pollen when most other plants have stopped producing. Not only does this help pollinators survive the colder months, but it also benefits your garden in the long run. Healthy pollinator populations mean better fruit and vegetable yields next season. Plus, a garden buzzing with life is simply more beautiful and rewarding to watch. You don't need a huge space. Even a pot of mums on the porch, or a small patch of asters in a raised bed can make a difference. Choose single flower varieties, not overly doubled blooms, so pollinators can easily reach the nectar. Do you plant with pollinators in mind? What late bloomers are your favorites? Share your ideas. You might inspire someone to make their garden a safe haven for bees and butterflies this fall. Fall gardening doesn't have to be a race against time or a test of endurance. With just a little effort now, you can set your garden up for beauty, abundance, and peace all season long without wearing yourself out. These tips aren't about doing more. They're about doing what matters most, in ways that protect both your plants and your body. Think of it as investing in your future garden. Every leaf you mulch, every garlic clove you plant, every perennial you divide is a small gift. You'll thank yourself for when spring rolls around. Gardening isn't just about the harvest. It's about the joy of working with nature, not against it, and finding satisfaction in each small, thoughtful step. If one of these tips made your gardening easier, give this video a like. It helps more gardeners discover our community. Share it with a friend who loves gardening, or maybe one who's just starting out. And tell us in the comments, which tip are you trying first this fall? For your next watch, I recommend our video on NoDig, Gardening for Seniors. It's packed with ideas that save time, energy, and your back. Until then, happy gardening. And remember, every season has something to teach us.